Good morning, 10th grade. Good to see you again this morning. Or, I don't know, I can't see you. Maybe it's good to you to see me. I don't have a clue. 11.5. This is the book. This is the book number we've been waiting for. Um, yeah, I looked through the book and I said, I'm going to learn some new things here, but it's attainable. I can get this. Or I think I can get this. It's going to be a stretch, but you know, I've kind of been stretched all year. Um, Maybe you've been stretched a little too. I hope so. At least I've learned a few things. I'm going to do a little different this morning. I put the problems on the board, and then I'm going to work them out with you. I did work out a couple problems. Um, but basically you follow along with me, and maybe you will find the mistakes I make as I work them out. I don't profess to be perfect. I will do this though. I will stop at the end of each problem and check the answer key to make sure I got the correct answer. Okay? So I will promise to at least not lead you astray or get you on the wrong track. So yeah, read your first couple pages there, page 2, 3, and over into 4. And if you haven't read those, do that now. I'll just assure you that you won't be ready to watch this video unless you've read those pages. And I'm actually just going to get to page 1 to 5. We're just going to do page 4 and 5 in the work. I was going to do more than that, and then I looked at all the work and I said it's 31 problems versus 56 problems. Maybe tomorrow we'll do a little more than just one section, but we'll do from, maybe I should write that on so you can see, from page 2 to 5. Page 2 to 5 is your assignment for today. So if you're ready for number 1, state the value of each expression. Assume that each variable is a non-zero. Okay, you can't do this if it's 0, but we're assuming it's non-zero. 7, 0, and the answer, anytime that you have a 0 as an exponent, you would have learned this last year, but they're kind of getting you up to snuff, up to the date. Your answer is 1. Okay, I'm going to just quickly fast forward, right straight across the page, and you had 12a 0, exponent a 0. Anytime you have an exponent 0, your answer is always 1. Okay, so 1.1, 7, 0, your answer is 1. And if you go to 1.6, I don't think I did that one, your answer is still 1. You have a 0 exponent, answer is 1. Okay, so you're ready to do 1.2. Oh, I skipped that one. Okay. If you can't figure out what 1 times 2 is, you call me. I'll help you with that one. Promise, I will help you. Now, let's go to 1.5, and we're going to learn, we're going to be introducing to the another one of the concepts that we have learned, and that one is right here. I've got 2, negative 4, 18, 0. Okay, so we'll apply what we've learned so far. Oh, I missed 1.3. Well, too late now. We're going to do this one. So now I have 1. I'll do that first. And we have learned that the way you make negatives positive, you simply move them at the bottom and put a 1 above them. So what I'm saying here is you'll put a 1 on top, and then on the bottom you'll put 2 to the 4th power. And so you actually make it a fraction, and then you can get rid of the negative 4. It's a positive 4. Now I can figure that. If you go 2 times 4, no. 2 times 2, 2 times 2, 2 times 2. You have to do it 4 times. So my answer is not 8, 1/8. It's not 1 over 8. It is 2 times 2 is 4. 2 4s are 8. 2 8s are 16. Okay? This is to the 4th power. You know this, okay? You've learned this. It's nothing new, but I'm just telling you how to do that, to make this number here is now 16 over 1. And that is 16 over 1. And now we have this here can be, I'll erase this part here. We're 16 over 1 times 1. Okay, because this 18 0 is 1. And there was no symbol here between here. It wasn't any addition or subtraction. And so it's times 1. And that would make you 1 times 1/16 equals 1/16 as your final answer. Better check that to be sure. We did number 1.5. That's correct. Okay, I missed 1.3. And I should have done this one so you would understood, but since you already know how to make this a positive, you put a 1 above it, so you put a 1 and a 2 squared. I don't know why I missed that. It must have been. This makes me a little bit nervous to work. That's what it is. I'm nervous this morning because I'm working these problems out instead of having them worked out on the board myself, and I'm working them out to show you. So I may make a mistake. So here I got 2, 2. So that would be 2 times 2 is 4 over 1. So my answer is 1/4. I believe this thing here is giving up the ghost. Something else. 1/4 for this answer here. And that is correct, according to the answer key. I don't know if this one's much better. All right, I'm going to jump down to 1.7. So I have 2 times 5 negative 2. Okay, so that's pretty easy. I'll just copy the 2 right over. But this negative 2, remember, I'll put, to make it a positive 2, I put a 1/5 2. Okay, this is supposed to have a decimal sign there. And so I go, 2 times 5 is 25. So I got 1 over 25. Are you with me there on that part? So I've got this here, and this 5 negative 2 is actually 1 over 25 times 2. Oh, well, if you don't know, let's do it this way. Put a 2 here, put a 1 there. We got the multiplication, you never put a times sign, put a dot. So 2 times 1 is 2, and 1 times 25 is 25. 225. See, these answers get smaller rather than larger because we are working with negative numbers. Let me see if I did this one right. 225 for 1.7. 2.25, that's correct. I had to do one more on this section yet. I will do down here at 1/10. That's the last one, I think, yes. So I have 1 over 2 plus x over 2. If you haven't caught on, I love doing these zeros. It just kind of vanishes everything else. But you know that this is going to be 1. And down here, this one is 1. There goes another one for the jump. Try this one. It's going to be 1 plus 1 equals 1 over 2. How you like that? I like that. 1 plus 1. Can't beat that. Okay, let's move on to the next section on top of page 5. And I'll do a few of those again for you. I never even checked 1.10. I guess we got the answer right. I hope so. Okay, I'm going to do 111. And 111 is expressed with positive exponents. Okay, we're going to do the same thing that we have been doing. I don't know that we necessarily are working any problems out. They've just given us bigger problems, and we're just taking these problems and making them positive exponents. So we're going to use those same principles that we've used on the first part. We're going to do it on here, but we're not combining anything like we did on the first part. Okay, a negative 4. Okay, so that automatically you know that to, I told you over there, you can reverse it. You put a4 on the bottom, put it into a fraction form. Can you see that? Yeah, you can see that. or I can see it in your screen anyhow. You got 1 on top, a positive 4. It's like a fraction. Okay, here we're going to do the same thing. You have 3a squared b negative 1. Okay, so does this b negative 1, let's see which number, this is 1.13. Does that mean that negative 1 is over the whole thing or only over the b? And I was going to look at exactly which example we were to follow there. I think we're to follow model 3 on page 4, the next page over. But let me work it out. You have 3a squared b negative 1. So I know how, let me see here, I went 3a squared and then I put 1 over b 1. And then I simplified that down. When I simplified that down, when I had b over 1, that's going to be my bottom number. And so this is a whole number, so they just, when they figured this out, they put 3a squared over b. b1, sorry. Do you have to put the exponent? I don't know if its exponent is 1. I don't think you have to put it. We are doing problem 113. Let me check this out to be sure. Yes, I don't have to put it. I don't have to put the exponent there. So that's your answer, 3a squared over b for 113. Okay, so let's do the next one. It's a fraction. So we have 3a squared and 5. And so it's a negative. So that means this whole problem, I found this very interesting. This whole problem, you flip the whole thing. Okay, it's not a whole number. I'm multiplying a negative number, a negative exponent times a fraction. Okay, when I have this here, normally I put 1 above it, like right there, the b, I put 1 above it. Now you flip this whole fraction. You have 5 on top, 3a squared on bottom, and then you put your negative, or no, it's a positive 3. I am out of markers. Anybody got, we're going to pass the hat. Anybody got any money to put in for markers? Don't have any markers left. Let's see what else we got. Here we go. Try this one. This is a 3. This one works. Hang on. Don't have to pass the hat yet. We still got some markers. 5, 3, and over a squared. I better check that one on 114. Is going to be, oh no, I can simplify this yet some more. I have to, I have to do this away. I got in too big a hurry. Now I've got a positive 3. And so I have to go square this number and square this number. Is that right? Let me see here. 5, 5 to 25. Yes. So this is going to be 125. If I went 5 times 5 times 5 equals 125. 5, 5, 25 times 5, 125. And I can take this 3 completely away now. And then I go 3 times 3 is 9 times 3 is 27. Do I go a squared? A6. Okay, this 3 I went 3 cubed, and then I went 3 times, no, I added 2 times 3, makes me 6. Okay? Get what happened here. I remember doing this problem before and I did that wrong again. When you have the exponent and you're cubing the whole thing, we cubed the whole numbers, but then the exponents you add, you just go 2 times 3. So if this would have been a 4, you went 2 times 4. Would have made 8. That's what you do with the little exponents here. A stays the same. So this is your answer for problem 1.14. All right, looks like I did 1.18. 3x plus y equals 2. Okay, I got it right here. And for that one, -2. So I am going to put my 3 here, and then I'm going to put my 1, x, y, 2. X plus y times 2. Got parentheses, 2. I've put the 1 in a fraction, and now I go 3 times that. I think I can bring this down another step. 18, number 18 is 3, yes. So this is a fraction. I can make this here like a fraction. I can put the 3 on top, put the 1 on the bottom, and that will simply make me 3 times 1 is 3, and 1 times x is x plus y, and 1 times 2 is 2. So I still go ahead and put that x plus y and the 2 squared. Sorry, I must stand in the way you can't see. Okay, you see what I did? I put the 3 into this 3, I put him into a fraction, like a 1. Then I could combine this. Because see here, I went and put a fraction above here, made this a 1, and then I went 3 times this, so that made me 3 times 1 is 3, and 1 times x is x, 1 times y is y, and 1 times 2 is 2. So this is my answer for 118. Are you getting the feel of it? I hope so. I'm going to do one more here yet. In this section, 123, x in 5 squared xy. Okay, I am going to do 2 times x in y squared. So I think I will simply go, that is not, is this a, no, this is not a negative number. Okay, was 18 a negative number? Yeah, well, okay, this is not a negative number. So I'm going to leave it x, y, because if you go, this is considered 1, so if you go 2 times 1 is 1, 2 times y is 1, is 2. And then I got the 2, so I can go 2 times 5 is 10, and 2 times n is 2n plus, because these are exponents, see, I will have to do that for exponents. And then I think I put a 2y here yet. Is that right? 2 times 5 is 10, 2n, okay, let me check that to be sure I did that right. I was doing 123, 123 is 2n 10 y squared, that's right. Okay, let me tell you again what I did here. I took this 2 and I did it 2 times 5, 2 times n, these are exponents. And then here I put the 2 here, and this one here, I left him as an x. So I've got 2n plus 10 y squared. That's my answer for 1.3. Okay, let's do the next section, 124 to 131. This is the same type of work, except, oh, you can't see that. I'll push you back a little bit. There we go. X equals 2, y equals 3. So we have to substitute those into the place. So what I've got, I will substitute y0, 124 is y0. So I go 3 times 0 is 1. that doesn't change it. That's still 1. On 125, I got 3x, so I have 2, 2, and then I've got 2, 0, and then I've got 3, -2. Okay. I think this in here is getting about wore out too. Let's try this blue one. Now, you know that 2, 0 is 1. So I've got 2 times 1. And you know that -2, I can reverse it. And I can put a 1 on top, put a 3 on the bottom. Can you see that if I write that little? 3 squared. Now I gotta go 3 times 3, which makes me 9. So I've got 1/9. Now we're still doing this problem up here, even though I'm getting down here. And you know this is times. So this would be a times right here. So I start out here. To combine this, I go 2 times 1. 2, you got it. Times 1/9. Okay, my best way is doing this right here. I do it that way. I'm going to do this, and I'm just going to do this problem right here. 2 times 1 is 2, 1 is 9. 2/9 is this answer here. 125, let me check it. 125 is 2/9, that's right. And what other problem I do? I did 128. Okay, we're going to substitute these guys in here again. We've got 3, and x's value is 2, so we've got 3 times 2, -1. So maybe we should just work on this one right away and get him down to correct terms. -1 is going to put us 1 on top and take off the -2, 1. That doesn't change anything, does it? We can just take the 1 off. So we've got 3 times 1/2 now, plus 2 times y is 3. So we got 2 times y is 3. Oh, we got -1. And I guess we'll do it that way there. So we have -1, and again we're going to put a 1 above here. We're going to erase this here, and that's 2 times 1/3. Okay, so we got 3 times 1/2 plus 2 times 1/3. So we got 3 over 2, or you could say 1.5, it doesn't matter. I'm going to leave it like that. And then here we got 3 2/3. 2 over 3. Okay, we can add those two together. To add, you need the same denominator, so that's going to be a 6. So I need to make this a 6. I'll need to make this a 6. So 2 times 3 times 2. So 3 times 3 is 9/6. And here I got 2 is 4/6. So my answer is 6. And 4 and 9 is 13 over 6. You can let it in proper. If you want to make it proper, it would equal 6 to go into 13 would be 2 and 1/6. Let me check that answer though. That's correct. 128 is 2 and 1/6. Okay, are you ready to go? Or you want me to do the last one, 129, oh no, 131. Okay, let's do 131 yet. I'm not quite ready to let you go. Let's try a pink one. 131 is x plus y, -3. X plus y, -3. 2 plus 3, and I will just right away, 2 plus 3 is 5, so over here I'm going to put 5, negative 3. How you doing back there? Are you paying attention? I caught you, you was sleeping. Had my back turned and you went to sleep on me. That's a joke. Tell me, 5, negative 3, tell me what to do next. See, I had x plus y, I substituted those, and I had 2 plus 3, so that's 5, negative 3. What did you say to do next? Sorry. I wasn't listening, yeah. Okay, yeah, that's right. You would put a 1 on top, and you put a 5, positive 3, and that could be worked down. And 3 5s are 5 5s 25, 5 25s is 125 over 1. How you like that? Sloppy 5. How you doing? Are you okay with that? Let me check if that's right. Correct. I gotta stop. I don't know how many I did today. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I did almost half of them. Wow. You get the rest of them. Hope you have fun. I should be assigning number 5, page 6 and 7, 8 yet. Whoa, my. Well, I'll tell you what, tomorrow we'll get 2 pages. How's that sound? See you later.